The world of celebrities feels like a shining constellation in motion, where each star glows with a story that stretches far beyond the bright lights and flashing cameras. And when we look closer, we begin to see that behind every red carpet pose and every carefully crafted outfit, there is a heartbeat that dreams just like ours. It starts with the magic of beginnings, when someone somewhere in a small town or a crowded city dares to believe that their voice, their dance, their words, their ideas can touch the world, and from that spark, careers ignite like candles, lighting one another. One by one, you see it in the stories of young actors working late nights, memorizing lines by candlelight. You see it in singers who busk on street corners, hoping a stranger will pause long enough to hear the soul inside their melodies. And you see it in the designers, the stylists, the makeup artists, who build the visual language of fame, from fabrics, colors, and imagination together. They weave the grand tapestry of modern celebrity. And there is beauty in how the journey unfolds, because fame is never just about being known. It is about the connection between people. It is about the fans who cheer, who create art, who write letters, who cry tears of joy when their idol notices them. And in that circle of admiration, both sides give energy to one another. Take someone like the early dreamers of Hollywood, who turned humble origins into legendary careers, and you feel the heartbeat of ambition. That drives humanity, the ones who grew up watching movies in tiny living rooms and whispered, "Someday that will be me." And then through persistence, patience, and purpose, they made it happen. The path is never easy. There are countless auditions that end in no, countless songs that go unheard, countless scripts that stay unshot. But those moments of doubt become the soil from which greatness grows. And when success finally arrives, it feels like the universe itself leans closer and says, "See, this is what happens when you don't give up." Celebrities are often seen as distant figures. But the truth is, many of them carry the same worries and insecurities as anyone else. And maybe that is what makes their victories so inspiring. The rise from uncertainty to triumph creates a rhythm that echoes across generations. Think of how global stars turned personal passion into worldwide movements. Some used their platforms not just to perform, but to transform their industries and communities. Creating new ways to see beauty and talent, fashion too plays a magical role. It is not merely clothing, but storytelling. Every gown, every suit, every accessory is a chapter of personality woven into fabric, from the golden age of film, where silver screen legends wore elegant silk that seemed to shimmer with stardust, to modern icons who mix streetwear and couture into fearless expressions of identity. Fashion becomes a mirror of confidence, a tool of empowerment, and a bridge between the artist and the audience. There is something breathtaking about how a single look at a gala or award show can spark global conversations, inspire young designers, and shift the entire culture of style. And yet, even beyond glamour, many celebrities use their influence to create waves of kindness across the world through charity work, foundations, and campaigns. They build schools, they provide clean water, they raise awareness for diseases, they fight for equality, and they do it with sincerity that comes from personal experiences. You can feel the warmth when they visit children's hospitals or lend their voice to climate change or mental health, because fame is power, but kindness is purpose. And when both align, something extraordinary happens. The story of giving is just as fascinating as the story of success. Every donation, every act of empathy reminds us that the spotlight can be shared, that compassion can be louder than applause. And in this era of social media, where every post and caption travels faster than light, celebrities have learned to use their digital presence as both art and advocacy. They share behind the scenes moments, raw emotions, stories of gratitude, and sometimes even struggles to remind fans that perfection is not real. Authenticity is the new elegance, and vulnerability is the new strength. Fans connect with that more deeply than ever before. They see not just stars, but storytellers and guides who remind them that they too can overcome and achieve. And the beauty of this relationship is mutual, because fans give back in infinite ways through creative edits, letters, tributes, and communities that keep their favorite artists inspired during hard times, when schedules get overwhelming or when criticism gets harsh. Those small messages of love can mean the world, and that cycle of appreciation keeps the industry alive and hopeful. We can look at artists from every corner of the globe and see the same thread, a blend of courage, creativity, and connection in Hollywood, Bollywood, K-pop. The Latin music scene, European cinema, African artistry, all of it speaks one universal language: the pursuit of excellence wrapped in the melody of dreams. When an actor wins an award and thanks their parents, their teachers, or their fans, We feel that it is not just a victory for them, but a celebration of what humans can do when they believe in possibility. And when a musician writes a song about heartbreak that helps millions heal, it becomes proof that pain can bloom into beauty through the lens of celebrity. We witness not only entertainment, but evolution. People growing, learning, reinventing themselves across years and decades through comebacks that defy expectation through reinventions. That surprise even longtime fans. There are moments when careers fade, only to rise again brighter than before, and those comebacks become legends, reminding us that failure is never final. It is just a pause before the next act, and when that curtain rises again, the world watches in awe and applause grows louder than ever. There is an energy in those moments that feels almost spiritual, as if the world collectively learns something about resilience and renewal. And this is where our story begins. In the grand kaleidoscope of celebrity life, where lights flash not to blind but to illuminate, where behind every smile there is a story worth hearing, and behind every success there is a lesson worth sharing. From now on, we travel together through stories of artistry, fashion, compassion, and dreams to discover what truly makes a star shine not just on screen, but in spirit, because the real world of celebrities is not built on perfection. It is built on passion. As we move deeper into the shimmering universe of fame, we begin to see how every celebrity journey, though unique, carries threads of common humanity that pull us closer to their world. The laughter, the tears, the unspoken doubts that come before every major leap. Take, for example, the artists who found their voice through music when words alone could not contain what they felt. Their melodies became bridges from their souls to ours. Think about the way international stars blend genres, blending cultures, bringing together rhythms from Africa, beats from Latin America, harmonies from Asia, and pop anthems from America, creating something that feels global yet deeply personal. You can sense that music has always been more than sound. It is emotion, turned into motion, and it travels from stage to stage, lighting up hearts along the way. And then there are the actors who step into countless lives, transforming themselves, so that we might see parts of ourselves in their performances. They make us cry, laugh, dream, and reflect on what it means to be alive one moment. They stand as heroes saving worlds the next, as ordinary people navigating love and loss. Yet behind those camera takes, there are endless hours of preparation, rejection, and resilience. Every audition room, every callback, every sleepless night before a shoot builds character as much as career. And perhaps that is why, when they finally reach the big screen, the performance carries truth, because it is born from real struggle. And real love for the craft. Fashion again becomes a silent narrator through every era and culture. It tells us where society has been and where it is going. The avant-garde daring of haute couture, the minimalism of modern trends, the cultural pride in traditional attire all remind us that clothing can speak louder than words. Many celebrities use their style not to show wealth, but to express meaning, to champion sustainability, or represent their heritage. You can see the shift toward mindful fashion, where stars collaborate with ethical brands, support fair labor, and promote recycling. And these choices send ripples through entire industries, showing that influence can truly change behavior for the better. And beyond style, there is service. When fame meets compassion, we see the purest form of legacy. Foundations for children. Health and education grow because artists remember their own beginnings. They remember the people who helped them, the teachers who believed, the fans who supported. And in gratitude, they build bridges so that others might have opportunities too. You hear stories of actors visiting schools in remote villages, singers funding scholarships, athletes donating equipment, and it touches something deep within us, because generosity makes fame meaningful. It transforms success from personal gain into collective good. And as we look across the world, we see these acts repeated again and again, from Hollywood's glitz to the vibrant stages of Seoul, from the film sets of Mumbai to the concert halls of London. Fame becomes a universal language spoken through kindness and courage. The path, however, is never without its challenges. The spotlight can be bright, but it can also cast shadows. Yet it is in those moments of trial that the strength of a celebrity truly shows, when they speak about mental health, about the pressure to be perfect, about learning to love themselves again. After public failure, we see real bravery in action, and audiences listen, because authenticity heals even when the world seems loud and judgmental. Stars who open their hearts remind everyone that vulnerability is not weakness. It is art in its rawest form. And fans rally behind that honesty. They celebrate the imperfections, they applaud the comebacks, and in doing so, they change the culture around fame. making it more compassionate and real. This new generation of celebrities is not afraid to merge art with activism. They stand for causes that matter. They use interviews, red carpets, and award speeches to talk about climate action, inclusion, equality, and love. And while some might see those moments as risky, they are actually reflections of evolving courage when one voice speaks out. Others follow, and soon it becomes a movement. Celebrities have become the storytellers of progress, not because they have to, but because they choose to. That choice defines their greatness. It shows us that purpose is the new popularity and empathy, the new elegance at fan events. The love flows both ways. You see artists tear up when they hear fans share how a song saved their life or how a movie inspired them to pursue dreams. Those hugs, smiles, selfies, and shared tears become sacred memories. The line between star and supporter blurs until only humanity remains. And that is perhaps the most beautiful truth of fame, that connection outlives trend and title. When we revisit the careers of timeless icons, we notice patterns of reinvention. Some who began as child stars and grew into mature storytellers, others who stepped away for a while only to return stronger, wiser, and more grounded. Each comeback carries lessons about balance and perseverance, because staying at the top is harder than getting there. And yet they make it look effortless through dedication and love for the craft. Think of how global cinema has changed, how cultural exchange has created opportunities for collaborations across languages and borders. Filmmakers now cast internationally, musicians mix languages in their lyrics, and audiences from every continent join in celebration. It feels like the world has become a single stage where creativity knows no passport, and that unity through art might be the greatest achievement of celebrity culture today. As technology evolves, celebrities evolve too. They explore virtual performances, interactive meet and greets, digital avatars, and behind every innovation lies the same desire to connect more deeply with people across distance. The digital world amplifies both fame and responsibility, and many stars handle that balance with grace, showing that influence can inspire mindfulness rather than chaos. When they share morning routines, gratitude journals, meditation, or self-care tips, they remind fans that peace is a form of success too. The modern narrative of fame is shifting from external applause to internal harmony, from perfection to authenticity, and that shift makes the stories richer than ever. You can sense that the world of celebrities is no longer a distant fantasy. It is an ongoing dialogue between dreamers and believers, and as the lights dim on one performance and rise on another, the cycle continues, creating a symphony of ambition, compassion, and creativity that defines our age. As the story of fame stretches further across time and continents, we begin to notice how each era of celebrity brings a new kind of dream, a new rhythm of aspiration, and a new way for audiences to feel closer to the people they admire. The silver screen pioneers of the past once carried mystery in their smiles, while today's digital creators open their hearts in real time to millions around the globe. Yet the core remains the same, the need to create and to connect. We watch musicians step onto world stages, their voices trembling for just a second before the first note steadies them, and in that instant, every listener feels the electricity of courage coursing through the air. It is that courage that turns a name into a legend. You can sense it in the way dancers move with fire in their bones, in the way filmmakers shape worlds out of imagination, in the way authors weave words that linger long after the last page is turned, and in the way every fan feels a spark of that same possibility inside themselves. The world of celebrities is a kaleidoscope, constantly turning, revealing endless combinations of art and empathy. One moment you see a glamorous premiere in Cannes, the next, a quiet visit to a children's hospital in Nairobi, or a cleanup drive on a Brazilian beach. And through those contrasts, we realize that fame can be both dazzling and deeply human. For every award, there is a moment of doubt. For every spotlight, there is a shadow of introspection, and yet, these individuals continue because their purpose goes beyond recognition. It touches lives in invisible ways. When a star uses their platform to encourage young people to dream bigger, or to fight injustice, or to love themselves more, that ripple travels farther than any movie poster could. The magic lies in how different personalities bring their essence into the collective symphony. Take the storytellers of Hollywood, who dedicate years to perfecting a single role, immersing themselves so fully that audiences forget where the character ends and the actor begins. Their commitment becomes an act of faith, reminding us that authenticity requires vulnerability. Then there are the musical innovators, from Seoul to Lagos, from London to Los Angeles, blending traditional sounds with modern beats, crafting melodies that cross oceans and languages. And when they step on stage, the crowd becomes one heartbeat moving together in rhythm. That unity feels almost sacred, as if music is. The thread that sews humanity together. Fashion continues to evolve alongside these artistic revolutions. Every era has its icons who redefine beauty standards, who dare to wear what others fear to imagine when a celebrity walks a runway or a red carpet in something unexpected. It often signals a cultural shift. Individuality is celebrated more than ever, and that message resonates because style has become an expression of freedom, not conformity. The rise of sustainable designers, thrifting, movements, and ethical brands owes much to influential figures who chose to make conscience fashionable. We see stars repeating outfits to promote mindful consumption. We see collaborations that fund artisans in developing communities. We see awareness. Campaigns that remind us beauty and responsibility can coexist seamlessly, beyond the glitter and the couture. There lies the heartbeat of kindness. The countless foundations, shelters, and educational programs powered by celebrity philanthropy remind us that impact multiplies when love leads the way. Stories of artists funding disaster relief, donating millions, quietly mentoring young talent, or even volunteering in person remind us that compassion does not need a stage, it just needs intention. And the most moving part is how these acts inspire fans to give two entire communities form around shared generosity. Social media challenges for charity, crowdsourced fundraisers in honor of birthdays or movie anniversaries. The ripple keeps growing. The culture of fame becomes a culture of giving. Yet despite all the good, fame also brings immense pressure. The world watches every move, every post, every word, and perfection becomes an expectation. But many celebrities are rewriting that narrative by showing that imperfection is beautiful. When they speak about anxiety, body image, burnout, or loneliness, it breaks taboos and heals countless others who thought they were alone. It shows that strength is not the absence of struggle, but the courage to face it publicly, and that honesty has reshaped pop culture itself, turning vulnerability into empowerment. These conversations extend beyond interviews into art albums that talk about healing, films that highlight social issues, runway shows that embrace all shapes and shades. These choices shift perspectives for millions, proving that art truly can heal and transform. As generations change, so too does the meaning of stardom. Older legends mentor newcomers, creating bridges of wisdom and continuity. There is something poetic about watching a veteran actor share the stage with a young rising star, seeing them exchange smiles like passing the torch of artistry. The lineage of inspiration flows unbroken across decades and continents, and it reminds us that every new star stands on the shoulders of those who came before. The evolution continues into digital realms where influencers, gamers, and creators have joined the constellation of modern fame. Though their paths may differ, their essence remains the same: creativity, authenticity, and connection. We watch them use humor, education, storytelling, and advocacy to build communities that feel more like families. And though they might not walk red carpets, they walk into hearts daily through screens, proving that fame is not about distance anymore. It is about presence and interaction. Every comment liked, every story shared builds a bridge, and those micro moments of acknowledgement create memories as lasting as any autograph. In this new age, the celebrity and the fan exist side by side as co-authors of culture, shaping trends together, amplifying causes together, laughing together over memes, and triumphing together when dreams come true. What an extraordinary evolution it is to see the walls of fame fall away, replaced by open dialogue, empathy, and inclusion. And still through it all, artistry remains the heartbeat, from blockbuster films that unite millions on opening night to intimate songs that comfort a single listener. In the dark, fame continues to fulfill its oldest purpose: to remind humanity of its own infinite potential. And as the rhythm of fame keeps pulsing across generations, we see that the light of creativity never truly fades. It only changes shape, adapting to the times, yet always carrying that spark of wonder that first drew audiences close. The tapestry of stardom stretches endlessly across film stages, arenas, and runways where passion and perseverance meet destiny. Each story adds a new hue to the global canvas, and together they form a portrait of humanity at its most expressive. There is a kind of magic in how people from vastly different cultures and languages can be united by a single performance, a shared melody, or a simple moment of emotion that leaps from the screen into the heart. This is what makes celebrity such a powerful force. It turns strangers into believers and dreams into movements. When a young dancer in one corner of the world mimics the choreography of an idol, when a student draws courage from an actor's journey from rejection to triumph, when a listener finds healing in lyrics written by someone halfway across the planet. It all becomes proof that art knows no borders, and fame at its best is a vessel of empathy. Through these endless exchanges, the world feels smaller, more connected, more compassionate. And as social causes gain visibility, celebrities often stand at the forefront, lending their voice and influence to the voiceless. We see them champion gender equality, environmental protection, animal welfare, mental health, and education. And their willingness to use fame for purpose becomes a beacon of modern leadership. For many, it is no longer enough to entertain. They seek to enlighten, to empower, to elevate. And fans respond with equal enthusiasm, creating campaigns, donating to causes, spreading awareness, and sometimes changing their own lives because of what they learned from their heroes. This circle of influence becomes one of the most uplifting aspects of modern fame. It shows that while the spotlight can be dazzling, its true value lies in what it illuminates. The stories of compassion that follow are countless. An actor mentoring young filmmakers, a model advocating body positivity, a musician promoting literacy through concerts in rural towns. Each action, big or small, ripples outward with immeasurable effect. Even the quiet gestures unseen by most, the handwritten notes of gratitude, the surprise hospital visits, the anonymous donations, speak volumes about the soul behind the spotlight. And while the glamorous side of fame remains dazzling, the human side is where the true brilliance lives beneath the designer gowns. And million-dollar stages are individuals who laugh, cry, worry, and hope, just like everyone else. And that realization deepens our respect for them. Because we know that behind every performance is a heartbeat, behind every success is a struggle, and behind every smile is a story not yet told. There are also those rare moments when the entire world seems to pause together, like during global award ceremonies where legends are honored for decades of dedication, or when humanitarian icons receive recognition for their tireless service. Those moments remind us that legacy is not measured by applause, but by impact, the number of lives touched, the inspiration passed forward, the bridges built through art and kindness. Yet even as new generations rise, they carry the same hunger for authenticity that shaped their predecessors. The path to fame may be faster now thanks to digital connection, but the essence of endurance remains the same: talent, discipline, gratitude, and a touch of courage that never fades under pressure. And that courage is visible everywhere in the stars who reinvent themselves time and again, moving from acting to directing, from singing to producing, from performance to activism, proving that creativity has no ceiling, and that fame, when aligned with passion, can be a lifelong evolution. The beauty of this transformation is how it inspires others to redefine their own potential. When people witness a public figure stepping out of comfort zones, they learn that change is not to be feared, but embraced. The world today thrives on these narratives of renewal and possibility. And perhaps that is why we remain endlessly fascinated by celebrity culture. It reflects our shared longing to grow, to express, to connect. As we watch a movie premiere, or scroll through an artist's behind-the-scenes video, or see a model laughing with fans at an airport, we are reminded that the journey of fame mirrors our own search for meaning, belonging, and self-discovery. And so the admiration continues, flowing across continents, languages, and generations, uniting people under the soft golden glow of admiration and gratitude. And through all of it, the thread that ties everything together is hope. Because no matter how vast the industry becomes, no matter how many new stars rise, the essence of celebrity will always be hope. The hope that talent can overcome circumstance, that kindness can outshine criticism, that creativity can bridge divides, and that dreams, no matter how impossible they seem, can come true under the right mix of courage, faith, and hard work. It is this eternal truth that keeps the audience returning year after year, scrolling, listening, watching, and believing that maybe a little bit of that stardust lives in all of us. As the golden thread of fame continues to weave through the fabric of generations, we start to see how each celebrity becomes not just an entertainer, but a storyteller, a messenger, and sometimes even a quiet revolution wrapped in glitter and grace. For beneath the bright lights lies a symphony of effort that few ever witness: the early mornings, the endless rehearsals, the late-night writing sessions, the balancing of personal life and public expectation, all of it blending into one extraordinary pursuit of excellence. And yet, for all the discipline and ambition, there remains a beautiful humility in many of these individuals, because they know how fragile the dream once felt. They know what it means to hear 100 no responses before. That first yes finally breaks through the noise, and that is why when they stand before crowds holding trophies or microphones, their tears are not for themselves, but for everyone who believed along the way. The parents who sacrificed the mentors, who guided the fans, who never stopped cheering, and in that gratitude, something larger than fame takes root. It becomes legacy, and that legacy is what shapes industries. For decades, we have seen how one artist's courage can open doors for countless others. The trailblazers who defy stereotypes, who reimagine genres, who insist on authenticity in spaces that once demanded perfection. These are the quiet revolutionaries of celebrity culture, turning artistry into advocacy with every step, and their influence ripples far beyond screens and stages, reaching classrooms, boardrooms, and dinner tables where people find themselves discussing representation, inclusion, sustainability, and compassion, because fame has power, but purpose gives it meaning. The beauty of this evolution is that it invites everyone into the story. Fans feel included. They are no longer spectators, but participants, building communities around shared values. Whether it is raising funds for charity inspired by a star's example or uniting through fandoms that celebrate diversity, people come together in ways that heal the loneliness of the modern world, through laughter, art, and shared admiration. We are reminded that connection is the true currency of the human heart. The fashion world, too, continues to echo this transformation. What was once about exclusivity has become a celebration of individuality. Stars embrace designers from every background, lifting up small labels, showcasing cultural heritage, and daring to redefine elegance. Some mix vintage pieces with futuristic designs. Others wear symbolic colors to honor causes. Each choice a subtle act of storytelling that blends beauty with message. The red carpet has turned into a runway of empowerment, where statements are made without words and millions watching at home feel inspired to embrace their own style, confidence, and voice. It is no longer just about who wore what, but why they wore it, and in that why lies the soul of modern celebrity. As we look around the globe, the diversity of talent is breathtaking, from the vibrant choreography of K-pop to the heartfelt storytelling of Latin music, from the soulful artistry of African cinema to the innovative creativity of European theater. Each region adds its rhythm to the chorus of global fame, and it is this mosaic of voices that reminds us how deeply art reflects humanity. Every performance becomes a conversation between cultures, and every collaboration, a bridge across oceans. In that exchange, we learn empathy, curiosity, and appreciation for difference. We learn that beauty has infinite forms and that excellence knows no boundary. One of the most emotional dimensions of fame is the bond between artists and fans, that unspoken understanding that transcends distance and time. Fans wait in lines under rain for concerts. They save earnings for tickets and albums. They decorate walls with posters and words of encouragement. And when they finally meet their idols, even for a fleeting second, that shared joy becomes a memory to last a lifetime. And for celebrities, those moments hold equal meaning. In the sea of faces, they find purpose reflected back at them, each cheer reminding them why they started in the first place. And it is in those shared tears, smiles, and handshakes that the illusion of distance fades, replaced by mutual gratitude and love. And while fame can bring challenges, the constant scrutiny, the digital noise, the rumors and comparisons, many stars rise above by focusing on creativity, kindness, and gratitude. They learn to filter out negativity through mindfulness, grounding, and by surrounding themselves with genuine people who remind them of who they truly are. Many share their journeys of healing and self-discovery, using platforms to talk about therapy, wellness, family, and balance, reminding everyone watching that happiness is not measured by numbers but by peace within. They show that success without self-care can feel empty. And that real joy comes from connection, purpose, and staying true to one's essence. This honesty is what makes modern fame feel more relatable than ever before. It transforms celebrities from distant idols into companions on the shared road of growth, and that intimacy fuels inspiration. Fans start their own art, pursue their own dreams, and pass that positivity forward until it becomes a movement of hope circling the globe. And through it all, the creative spark remains endless. We witness stars evolving from actors to producers, from singers to entrepreneurs, from models to activists, from comedians to philanthropists. Each reinvention a new chapter in the ongoing novel of human potential. Every award, every milestone, every comeback. Is another page turned and another reminder that dreams once whispered in the dark can bloom under the sun, if nurtured with love, resilience, and faith. And perhaps that is why the fascination with fame never fades, because it is not just about beauty or glamour. It is about the reflection of ourselves in the people we admire, the reminder that we too can create, give rise again, and shine our own light, no matter how small or large the stage may be. And in that realization, the story of celebrity becomes the story of all of us. If you love motivational storytelling, celebrity journeys, and cinematic narratives that feel like a friend talking to your heart, this video is for you. Comment below your favorite celebrity story and tell us who inspires you most. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to never miss more inspiring documentaries.